Hello everyone, and welcome back to Through the Ages. Today we're diving into an incredible piece of art by Nicolas Poussin titled Battle of Gideon Against the Midianites, created between 1625 and 1626. This painting captures a powerful moment from the Old Testament, where the Israelites, led by Gideon, renew their faith in God through an unlikely victory. This work is rich in both historical and spiritual meaning, making it well worth our time to explore. Before we delve into the painting itself, let's set the stage with a bit of history. In previous episodes, we discussed how, after Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, Joshua, his successor, guided them into the promised land of Canaan. Under Joshua's leadership, the Israelites achieved remarkable victories, beginning with Jericho, and managed to conquer much of Canaan. However, some Canaanite groups remained, and Israel was warned to resist the idolatrous practices of the land's inhabitants. After Joshua's death, the Israelites lacked a central leader, and without this guidance, they gradually strayed from their faith, often adopting the gods and customs of neighboring tribes. Over time, they fell into cycles of oppression, frequently worshiping idols like Baal and Asherah, which led to ongoing suffering. During one such period, Israel fell under the harsh oppression of the Midianites, a nomadic tribe that invaded Israel every year like a swarm of locusts, devastating the land. The Midianites would set up camp, bringing with them vast herds, and they would steal crops and livestock, leaving the Israelites impoverished and desperate. In their fear, many Israelites hid in caves and mountain fortresses to escape. Eventually, after years of hardship, they cried out to God for deliverance. Enter Gideon, a humble Israelite hiding his harvested wheat from the Midianites in a winepress when an angel of the Lord appeared to him. The angel greeted him with a startling message. "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Confused and doubtful, Gideon questioned this greeting, asking, "If the Lord is with us, then why has all this happened to us?" But the angel had a mission for Gideon, commanding, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of Midian's hand. Am I not sending you?" Gideon, feeling unworthy, protested that he was from the weakest clan in Manasseh and the least important in his family. Yet the Lord assured him, "I will be with you, and you will strike down all the Midianites, leaving none alive." Still uncertain, Gideon asked for a sign. He prepared an offering, which the angel consumed with fire from a rock, leaving Gideon awestruck. This moment marked the beginning of Gideon's journey as a leader. That night, Gideon received his first command from God, to destroy his father's altar to Baal and cut down the nearby Asherah pole. Despite his fear of backlash, Gideon obeyed, completing the task in secret. When the townspeople discovered the destruction of their idols, they were furious. But Gideon's father defended him, challenging them by saying, "If Baal really is a god, he can defend himself when someone breaks down his altar." Soon after, Gideon assembled an army to face the Midianites, who had gathered in the valley of Jezreel. But God had a surprising plan. To prevent Israel from claiming victory by their own strength, God instructed Gideon to reduce his numbers. First, Gideon allowed those who were fearful to leave, cutting his army from 32,000 down to 10,000. Then God instructed Gideon to take the men to a stream and observe their drinking habits. Only 300 men lapped water with their hands. The rest drank by kneeling. God chose these 300 to go into battle. With his small band of warriors, Gideon prepared for an unconventional attack. He divided the men into 3 groups, giving each a trumpet, an empty jar, and a torch inside the jar. As dawn approached, they surrounded the Midianite camp, and on Gideon's signal, they broke their jars, raised their torches, and blew their trumpets while shouting, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon!" The Midianites awoke in chaos, and in their confusion, turned their swords on one another, fleeing in panic. Through Gideon's courage and God's guidance, Israel was freed from oppression and enjoyed peace for 40 years. Gideon is remembered as a great judge of Israel, a humble hero who learned to rely on God's strength. Now let's turn back to Poussin's painting, Battle of Gideon Against the Midianites. Nicolas Poussin was known for using historical and biblical themes to convey moral lessons, and in choosing this particular subject, he aimed to portray not just a physical battle but also the spiritual struggle Gideon faced. Poussin's composition is both dynamic and disciplined, The figures are arranged with precise diagonals that lead the viewer's eye across the chaotic battlefield. In the foreground, we see Gideon rallying his men, while in the background, the Midianite forces are thrown into confusion. Poussin's attention to detail is remarkable here. One of the most striking elements of this work is its color palette. Poussin uses earthy, muted tones to evoke realism, but also to heighten the drama of the scene. The contrast of light and shadow brings depth, drawing attention to key figures and actions within the composition. In sum, Battle of Gideon Against the Midianites is more than a historical or biblical scene. It's a profound reflection on faith, divine intervention, and moral resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. Poussin invites us, the viewers, to consider these themes deeply, reminding us of the power of trust and the potential for victory through faith.